Are you actually competitive at Harvard and Stanford? Here's the 10-second test I use with candidates who ask me, do I have a shot at Harvard or Stanford? Hey, I'm Angela, the founder of MBA Protocol. We help ambitious professionals like you from backgrounds ranging from consulting, private equity, to every non-traditional background you can imagine, get into top MBA programs to power bold career pivots. Over the years, we've helped a lot of people get into Harvard and Stanford, including a lot of people who initially didn't think those schools were within their reach. Check out this email from one recent client who actually got into both schools and surprised themselves when they got into Stanford and then chose it after thinking Harvard was the place they belonged. So over the years, I've learned to decode what Harvard and Stanford are looking for so that when I look at a candidate, I can help them understand, do they have an increased likelihood of getting into one of those schools vis-a-vis the rest of the applicant pool? When someone asks me if they're competitive at Harvard or Stanford, they usually want a yes-no answer based on their stats, their GMAT, their college, their GPA, and all of that. Here is the 10-second test I use instead. Number one, are your stats in range? I'm talking about your GPA and your GMAT. Or your GRE. You don't need to be at the median, but being wildly below across the board makes life really hard and makes either of these two schools unlikely for you. Number two, do you have at least one real spike? Not, I'm solid at everything, I'm a jack of all trades. A spike could be outsized impact at work, non-traditional leadership where you excelled, or building something from scratch. Number three, would a smart friend believe that your post-MBA plan is actually a good use of that MBA degree? If your narrative sounds like, I'm just going to take a break and figure it out during my MBA, you're not there yet. But if you're in range on stats, you have a spike, and you have a believable plan, then yes, it's worth building a school portfolio that includes Harvard or Stanford or both. If not, that's not a moral failing. It's a signal to either strengthen your profile or aim for other excellent programs where your odds and fit are much higher. When I conduct an MBA package build call with a potential applicant, I give my really honest take on where I think you're competitive and which schools I think might be out of reach for you. Sometimes the answer is you can try for Harvard and Stanford, but you also got to aim a bit lower to make sure you get in somewhere. And sometimes the answer is, even though loads of other consultants have told you that Harvard or Stanford are going to be impossible for you, I see potential for you to actually get into one of those schools. Like this candidate right here, who was told by many other consultants that he would never have a shot at Harvard. And I took one look at his spike, I took one look at his profile, and I understood this guy was Harvard bound. And Harvard is indeed where he ended up. If you'd like to request a call to talk to me about working with me and the MBA Protocol team on your MBA applications, you can do that at this link right here and down below in the description. Take these two schools seriously. Really consider if it's worth a shot, even if they seem initially out of reach. Because Harvard admits ranges. Every class profile has candidates that come in both above and below the median because they're hunting for evidence of leadership and impact, a time that you changed something, led something, made a difference, not just followed a script, because they value reflection and self-awareness in the essays, because your career vision needs to be ambitious and grounded in who you are, not just a big, sexy job name, and because they're building a class, not a leaderboard. They care what you add that others don't. In the MBA Momentum Club, we help you build a school portfolio that includes reaches, matches, and safeties. This allows you a chance at the top, but it also protects your downside risk of no admissions at all. The MBA Momentum Club is entirely free. You can join at this link on the screen. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you to get into Harvard and Stanford, to get into the school of your dreams, whatever that is. And even if you're not able to get into your top choice school, to get into at least one school that forwards your career vision and allows you to make the pivot that you want to make to build a career you love. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, because I'm going to be right back here next time giving you lots more MBA application advice so you can build the career of your dreams. If you want to learn more about the nuanced differences between Harvard and Stanford and why you might want to consider schools outside of Harvard and Stanford, check out this video right here. We help ambitious people who you don't or building something. So take these two cool